Let's go.
Trump versus
Thank
Elon.
you for tuning in to another episode of
Sticky Notes Podcast.
And you know who we got to talk about today? The Orange Man.
Trump versus Elon.
What's going on? I thought they were best buds.
The bromance is definitely over.
Ladies are beefing.
I thought they were best buds.
The Bad Girls Club,
Trump
White House
had 'em-
edition.
Trump had him standing right next to him in the Oval Office.
They both were using each other. Donald used Elon to win the election. Elon used Trump to help his SpaceX, whatever type of business.
Yeah, space freak. He's a space freak. So now he's saying that Trump was on the Epstein list.
Well, it all started because
I heard that he was on the Epstein list, but I guess what was his whole purpose of saying that he was gonna release the Epstein files?
Well, we'll get to that. So this all started because Elon was criticizing a domestic policy bill that President Trump had. So it started when President Trump was in the White House, in the Oval Office.
Wasn't Elon in there with him though? Wasn't he part of the government? He was something in the Treasury. Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Elon's job was to cut out extra spending that the government was, basically extra money that the government was spending that didn't need to be spent.
Okay, so once
and to find out like fraud that was happening in the White House.
All right, and he did that.
He did that.
Okay, and then
then Trump. So Trump was in a meeting on Thursday with Germany's new chancellor, and a reporter asked President Trump about Elon Musk's criticism about his bill. And President Trump said that he and Mr. Musk had a great relationship and he was not sure if it would continue. And Trump said that the reason why Elon was upset is because the pending legislation bill would roll back subsidies for electric vehicles. And we all know Elon Musk has the whole Tesla thing.
So he's mad because they're going to stop investing in what he has a business in. Pretty much. That's
what Trump is saying, but Elon was saying that this bill is actually going to this bill and the tariffs that Trump is doing is going to make us go into a recession by like the end of this year.
Oh my goodness.
And then Trump said that he would have won the election.
This is the whole scare
without
tactic.
Elon's millions of dollars to support him.
This is the scare tactic. That's what this is. They're trying to scare us. This might be a joke. They might both be in on this.
Some people are saying they're both in on this. They're doing this so Elon can try to save his business.
Yeah, eventually they're gonna come back and be friends and kumbaya, and everybody's gonna get behind them.
We'll see. But Elon Musk went on a Twitter rant, and he was just saying,
Elon Musk is such a bitch.
I never cared for him. I don't think Teslas are that. I think there's better looking EV looking cars.
Is he from the U.S. of A?
No, he's from South Africa.
Why don't he take his ass back there then?
That's what people are saying. People are saying that either the CIA is going to take him out or ICE is going to show up at his door and deport him back to South Africa.
Yeah, like, come on. I'm not against that. I'm not against immigrants. But, like, what the hell, bro? Like, mind your business. You got electric car company. Dude, just.
Well, it's tumbling. He's lost, like, so much money. People are protesting. People aren't buying the cars anymore. But Elon Musk went on Twitter and said that without me, Trump would have lost the election. The Dems would control the House and Republicans would control the Senate. And he was like such in ingratitude.
He should just shut up. He's lucky that he's able to be in the White House.
He came up with an idea. He did like a Twitter poll where he said, is it time to create a new political party in America that would represent the 80% in the middle? I say yes. But like you said, Elon Musk said that the reason why Donald Trump would not release the Epstein files, even though that's what he promised to do when he was running for president, is because Donald Trump himself is listed in the Epstein files.
He's on there. I wonder who else was on there at the time that he was on there.
Right.
That's what he don't want to be exposed. He's going to be on another episode of Sticky Notes. Okay.
Do you think Elon Musk would run for president?
What?
I think he would try to.
He wants to
Actually,
own
he can't because he's not
to own the whole
Wait,
world.
can you run for president if you're
know.
not from the United States? I don't think you can.
No. Man.
But he was saying that Donald Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should take over as president.
Of course, J.D. Vance. I
don't like
trust,
him either.
I don't trust any of them politicians.
No.
Yeah, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I'm independent, but I definitely think that Kamala Harris is robbed.
Kamala Harris?
I think that she won fair and square, and I think that Elon Musk helped Donald Trump. It was all electric. Get the votes to win.
Kamala Harris? Really?
I think that our economy would be in much better shape, and think our country in general would be in. I'm not saying she's perfect,
the one?
But I think we'd be doing a lot better as a nation if she was president.
Sanders guy.
She warned us that all this was going to happen.
What about the old guy?
Bernie Sanders? I like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
But
I would have rolled with him for a couple years until,
I would have too. He just didn't get enough votes.
But, man.
Because he's independent, I believe.
No, not Kamala.
She was better than Trump.
She fumbled the football.
We didn't have great options, but she was much better than him. Unfortunately, because of the way Biden, his 4 years was, I feel, way too much on the left side. And that's why people were like, no, we can't do this anymore. We need a Republican. We need more conservativeness in the White House. And now it's like they're going too far right. And I feel like Donald Trump is slowly destroying the Republican Party. And I definitely think we're going to have a Democratic president next. I don't think people are going to vote Republican.
They're gonna end up causing some kind of civil type of war, like within the country. Like I feel like there's gonna be some kind of race war or something that happens.
Well, we already know who's gonna win that war.
The MAGAs versus.
Shout out to the North.
The MAGAs
the
versus
Union.
This is a whole. I don't even know if I believe that. Like I don't even know if I believe the whole North. Like, I feel like they just won because they overpowered the South. So, we never know who was right. Like we weren't alive back then. We weren't alive back then, so we don't know what was really.
I'm glad they
I don't know. There's a whole conspiracy behind that. There's a whole conspiracy behind that. I'm telling you. The South was definitely not right for what they did, what they were doing, and what they wanted to keep doing.
They lost because they weren't strong enough to beat the North.
Yeah, I know. But what were really the Northern what was
freedom.
Their that's what they were saying. That's what they were screaming, freedom, right? But what was behind that? Like underneath all that, they wanted freedom, but they were using that, right? They were using that.
Probably, but if that Civil War didn't happen,
they wanted freedom.
Who knows where our country would be right now?
They wanted freedom, but they were using that as like a vessel, as like a what do you call it? Like a shield or something, but for their underlying purpose. Like I don't know what it was, but there was something underneath that they was trying to pass over, and I think it was that's where the whole secret society starts there, underneath there.
Either that or they're vampires. Remember the movie with Abraham Lincoln when he was a vampire?
No, so you playing around. You playing around.
And they used the silver to kill all the vampires, and that was the reason of the war.
We're gonna see if people start stopping at the front door when we open the door. If they don't come in behind us, and we have to invite them in.
Oh yeah, you gonna invite me in?
Yeah.
No.
We'll know if they're vampires or not. But no, seriously, we can't just talk about that type of stuff and then flip to the vampires and stuff. That's seriously like
the thought.
Like what was the purpose? They wanted to free the slaves. They wanted to free the slaves. But what was their purpose though underneath that?
I mean, a part of it might have been control. They wanted to get access and control over the whole United States.
From the taxes,
Southern, because they were more like independent. They were more. I feel like the Southern government. I mean, it was one government, but I feel like the Southern states were kind of run. Their governments were state by state, versus in the North, it was okay. If I'm the president, I'm controlling the entire nation itself.
Why can't people just keep it 100? Keep it 100. Be real. I'm tired of paying so many taxes. I get half my check. Stop playing.
I don't think we shouldn't have to pay federal tax. State tax.
I get half my check.
Federal tax.
I'd be like, damn, look at my gross. I'm like, what in the hell?
And then when you're put on Medicaid and Medicare, you still gotta pay tax for that. Like after you retire, you've worked, you've done your duty as a citizen. You shouldn't have to be taxed for your benefits, for your pension. None of that. That should be tax free.
All right. So how we get here? We were talking about Trump.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's pretty much all that happened. Elon Musk was just saying a bunch of rants. Allegedly, he called Trump a fat orange B word.
Now they're going back and forth calling each other names.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah.
If this is fake, if it's real.
Yeah.
If they somehow get back together, then that means that this whole thing was just fake. But
they're going to get back together. They're going to kiss and make up. They're going to kiss and make up.
Do you think Donald Trump could possibly get impeached?
Impeached? They tried that shit one time. That shit ain't gonna work.
They tried it like 3 times.
They tried it before. That boy is invincible. You can't get rid of him. He's the Trumpster.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of Republicans are turning against him.
Vote for Trump.
This guy.
Just playing. So, thank you guys, and we're gonna see what happens with Trump and Elon. This is gonna be pretty comical. Please like and subscribe, and if you guys want this song that's getting ready to come on, we're gonna put the link for it in our details. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of
Sticky Notes Podcast.
Nobody wanna see me getting paid, but nobody wanna see me getting paid. I gotta watch the way I move, they using AI. Hit me with a Rico, moving bodies cross the state lines. They in the